Good afternoon from Kirksville, Missouri. This is Randy Kervin, and this is Rant and Randy's Rant for the 21st day of May, 2020. Let me start out with damn it. The dictator has decided to fuck up our voting this year, make everybody suffer to vote. But other than that, we have to fight the good fight. Truth to power, baby. Forget what Donnie says. He's like Schultz on Hogan's Heroes. He knows nothing. Buckets. And that's the damn truth. Bullshit. He doesn't know anything. He just is desperate now. He knows that if he doesn't win by hook or crook, or let's face it, that's what he's going to do. Cheat every way he can. If the Democrats win, he'll contest the election. He will not leave the White House. We can already tell that. I wanted to start out with Rachel from last night. Professor Pamela Carlin predicted 6 months ago what's happening today. And yesterday, Trump declared mail in voting is illegal. And if he doesn't get his way, he will cut off disaster funds in 2 states. One in Michigan, where they have another 100-year flood. Second one, I might add. And if they don't comply with ending mail-in voting, they will not get disaster funds. In Nevada, he's claiming that voting by mail-in is illegal, and he will cut off any funds to that state also. This is the dictator. This is the man that should have been removed by impeachment. He wasn't. Now, Republicans, you can see what he's doing. All your governors are kissing his ass anyway about it. Let's see. And the asshole is over in Michigan right now, speaking at the Ford plant, probably spreading more lies. And I can guarantee he doesn't have on a mask. Everybody in the plant has to have a mask, but not him. Yesterday, on the day of National Mourning, body bags were placed at Republican senator's office. I recall. I can't think of that guy's name. I'm thinking Corning. And also John Kennedy in his office down in New Orleans. They placed body bags. And in front of the White House, on the sidewalk out in front of the White House. Kudos to them. Damn. That's what we need. We need more of those demonstrations. And they demonstrate looking like they're in hazmat suits for good reason. We have to obey the rules. Nobody's freedom is being taken away. What they're doing is trying to wipe out our freedom to protect you from the virus. In case I haven't and I don't know it, since, can't spread when it's asymptomatic. Your bird brains on the Republican side. And the Trump administration, I was going to save it for last, but I'll bring it up. Because there were a representative that was in a former National Guardsman himself in the House. The Trump administration decides to extend the National Guard deployment after pressure was brought to bear by attention to the story. Like I've always said, pressure does work. He has to back off when somebody points out nationally and around the world what he was going to do to the National Guardsmen that are doing the testing and all. All of a sudden, oh, he'll extend that. Of course, he didn't know anything about it. Like I said, like Schultz, I know nothing. I know nothing. The latest Quinnipiac poll shows Joe Biden, I believe this is in Michigan, 50%. Or for Joe Biden, Donald Trump comes in with 39%. And there he is. He's there today. uh, I hope nobody's coming by. My nose is itching. And don't worry, I wash my hands profusely. And we did, I'll pause on this and get back to the story in a minute. We did go to all the cemeteries, social distancing between the two branches of the family worked great. Then we went out to the park. There wasn't a lot of people out at the park. We got our favorite place. We did sit at the same table and had really a good time. Most of what we had was from Burger King. We went through the drive-through. I'm glad to see they no longer will allow you to walk into their restaurant anymore to order. But a good time was had. We hadn't seen them since this whole thing started, and that was nice, and it was fun. And my mother-in-law said, I've told Frank you are, and the whole family, I said, you are, she said, you are my go-to person when it comes to politics. That tickled me. We will never know if Trump took hydroxychloroquine, but he plans to quit taking it in 2 days. That was yesterday. Their president has no plan to stop the spread of coronavirus, no national plan. And he also doesn't seem to realize it doesn't have residual effects as far as taking that drug. You stop taking it, stops protecting my ass. There are people that have come down with COVID-19 that have been taking that drug for years because they have lupus. It didn't stop COVID-19 from happening. CBS, Paula Reed asked the question, Mr. President, why haven't you announced a plan to get 36 million unemployed Americans back to work? You're overseeing historic economic despair. What's the delay? Where's the plan? He called her a rude person farther on in the conversation. I think we are opening up our country. A follow-up question he didn't answer was, but a lot of these jobs are not coming back. He wouldn't answer that. He said, that's enough from you. And then picked out a male that wasn't going to ask the same question or follow up on it. Boy, he has a problem when it comes to female reporters. He just flat can't stand them. And what he was doing by calling her a rude person, that's projection. That's what he is. And that's what he always does. He projects back onto them what he is himself. Lawrence interview with Nancy Pelosi. Pelosi says he and Pence are setting a bad example by not wearing a mask. He has testing of anyone who is to see him. Most Americans don't have that. On the postal system essential to vote by mail. Success. Veterans medicine comes through the USP postal system. So, in other words, because he wants to get rid of it, veterans can do without their medication. Boy, that's a good move. That's a big bunch of people you're gonna piss off, Donnie. Interestingly enough, when it comes to the mail-in vote, there are only two cases of voter fraud, and that was, he said about harvesting. That was a Republican candidate harvesting ballots and cheating. And he ended up not winning because they did a special election because of the cheating that the Republicans were doing in that race in North Carolina. Shit, give me a break. Pathological liar in the White House. Pompeo held elaborate taxpayer funded dinners at the State Department. Invitees included GOP mega donors and GOP operatives. He wants GOP nomination for president in 2024. Whoa, wow. Doesn't that sound familiar? He's going to run for 2024, but he's going to start his campaign now. We have seen personal interests and political interests put ahead of national interests. In fact, we've seen this time and time again in the Donnie administration regime. They want no oversight in any area of their government. All right. And as I said, the Trump administration came under pressure to extend the National Guard deployment. Many states still need help from the National Guard. But let me remind people, this has not been made official. It's just they seem to be at the White House reacting that they're going to extend that deployment, but they haven't said officially that they will extend it. And we come back to with Rachel because what I did was I started out on that voter mail-in voter thing, and then I went to another program because I found I was listening while I was on here. Problem being with that is you can't make notes while you're on Facebook trying to listen to Rachel on my earphones in there. So back to that story. Back to the outrageous threats to cutting funding to the state of Nevada. He did a tweet that said, "State of Nevada thinks they can send out illegal vote by mail ballots, creating a great voter fraud scenario for the state and the U.S. They can't. And if they do, I think I can hold up funds to the state. Sorry, but you must not cheat in the elections." And Kaylee McAdonny-Waney came out and said that you don't understand. That was the presidential campaign tweet. That woman went to Harvard and has a law degree. I think that bleach that she's using on her hair has affected her brain. Oh, shit. You can't make this shit up. It is clear what he thinks. if too many vote in this election, it will hurt his reelection. Uh, he's doing, like I said earlier, exactly what Professor Pamela Carlin said 6 months ago. And with that, he's going to, like I said, he's going to visit. He's at the Ford plant running his mouth now. They had to get a little jumper fluid, I think some ether or something, while they try to crank his mouth. NBC, CNBC, Ford temporarily closes 2 plants after 3 workers test positive for coronavirus. They had to reclose the Chicago assembly plant and the Dearborn, Michigan truck plant. And I think that's about all I got. No, wait a minute. Got one more page. And right after that story, 2 churches that had closed after faith leaders, they had reopened and had to close again after faith leaders and congregants get the coronavirus. Catoosa Baptist Tabernacle in Ringgold, Georgia. That's where I married my first wife, was Ringgold, Georgia. And the Holy Ghost Catholic Church in Houston. Members and leaders tested positive for coronavirus shortly after reopening. 2 priests tested positive, one of which died. Don Lemon from his show. Are you in favor of voting by mail? 64% of the people in this country would prefer to vote by mail. And this is getting to be a bigger and bigger story every day. Republican governors not reporting positive cases in meatpacking plants. Iowa has a unique scope on it. After they receive 10% of the plant is tested positive, then the public can know about it after it's all a full-blown problem. And telling what kind of spread to the community. But you can't look at that, Reynolds says, until you got 10% of the plants come down with it. The combinations of states and plants are not accountable. And this is fascism again. You got fascism from the government and the Republican governors, and the plants go along with that. Even in May, healthcare workers, 42% of workers still don't have enough PPE and correct supplies when they are working with COVID-19 patients. Navajo Nation has the highest positive cases per capita of anywhere in the nation. And everything is going right. Maybe tomorrow on my Facebook, I will cover some more about the word salad he used about the plants being clean, as clean as they've ever been. And that's going away. It didn't even make any sense what the asshole says. It was just word salad. And that's all you hear from anybody that tries to follow him. They give you word salad instead of real answers to the questions. They sidestep the question, or in his case, a lot of times project it on somebody else. He didn't do it. Like that ad I see for CNN. Anderson Cooper asked him that question, and he said, "I didn't start it." When Anderson said, "You just gave me the answer that a 5-year-old would use." Well, I didn't start it. Like I said, you can't make this shit up. I try to stay a little bit positive, try to stay on the funny side of things, because we have to get this ass out of there. And we can just about count on, no matter how badly, that's what on one of the latest videos out there, Brian Cohen is saying we're going to have to beat him so badly, he's going to look like an idiot contesting the election, because he will contest the election and try to stay in the White House after January 20th, 2021. We can almost count on that. I've always been in agreement with Bill Maher on that. He is not going to leave willingly. He's going to complain and it wasn't fair to me. Asshole. All right. This is the time, or I'll just tell you today, it is not a requirement that you help me out in this time. It's rough for everyone. I realize that. It is not a requirement as a Blue Dot family member, and that's what my shows are all about, is the Blue Dot family and my love for this country. Our country is in distress. But I will put my virtual change jar out there at the bottom of this and perhaps on the public feed after getting through today. I want you to keep positive thoughts. We can get through this. We just have to make sure that we create such a landslide that he is going to look like the moron that he is, like the criminal that he is. That is indeed what we have. We have a criminal dictator trying with his buddies to steal everything that's not nailed down. And I would question that. If some of them have a claw hammer, they'll steal the nailed down shit too. Damn. I'll close it up with beating the shit out of this asshole. Oh, have a good one. Try to relax. I'll see you at the meeting tonight. I still can't get, I wish I could get Discord. I love to get on the show when I can, but I just can't get it to do anything on here. I can't get my old HP to even connect anymore without it taking 15, 20 minutes when I can get somewhere on that damn laptop. So I will see you shortly. Have a good one. I want you to go down, like, and share. If you haven't been here before, please subscribe. We are building this for the Blue Dot family. I love the Blue Dot family. They love me, and we will make a difference on November 3rd, 2020. Vote blue up and down the ballot. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you a little bit later at the meeting. Have a good one. Share this shit, and let's get it out there. Bye-bye. Share it.